said Nimsi is about to record her speech for speech class, and yeah, we're gonna be the audience. Yeah, on your end.
Alright. It's gonna be so weird. I feel like she's gonna make fun of me, but I had to hurry up and do this. So, who else is in there?
My older sister and the kid.
It's not a girl.
Yeah, her hair is neck. Oh man, you can't hear us?
I can't hear y'all.
Oh!
I can hear you now, but I can hear what she's saying.
Oh, unmute your phone then. You ain't got. Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna mute it again.
Okay, go.
Okay. So, my name is Nimsi Jimenez, and I'm giving you my narrative speech. Have you ever heard the saying, nobody can be you even if they try? I have. But I've never heard anybody say that nobody can mistake you for someone else. I'm going to tell you about the story of how I got mistaken as an Asian lady in Boston. So let me just tell you a little bit of what happened that same year before all of this happened. I moved to Arkansas. It was the same year I had moved to Arkansas, and I was basically a new student at a new place. I had moved to Arkansas in the very beginning of August, so I didn't really have a chance to make any friends, and all the family that I had was a lot older than I was, so to say they would even help me in school, well, it wasn't even a possibility. They had already graduated. So the only way for me not to be as lost was to do the thing I dread the most, to talk to people. First, I had to talk to my teachers, which was the only person I could really talk to at first, without really having somebody look at me like, why is this weirdo talking to me? And from there on, they basically guided me to other students that would help me figure things out, know what's happening, and where to go and everything. And after about 2 months or so, I came to realize kind of who was more to say my friends. And we had our daily routine the same. We would always, at least one part of the routine was for lunch. We would go outside and play Uno every day until the bell rang for the next class. And occasionally we would also talk about what we had on plans for the rest of our high school years to say. But halfway through my freshman year, I decided to take more into activities and any opportunity that came along to make high school a little bit less boring to say. First, I joined FBLA, so I went to the annual conference they had every year, and I even became the treasurer. And also, I got into the class, East class, which also stands for Environmental and Spatial Technology. I basically did projects, and the main project I did in that class was doing the grant for the community garden they have now. And another thing I did was that with the teachers that I gained more confidence with, like their names were, for some of them were Mr. Meany, Mr. Mentry, Miss Bones, and Miss Snail. They basically had a few of us 9th graders that they saw would more fit to do it was take the ACT, which was paid for by them, and also go to a math competition that was in Monticello, Arkansas. But the one activity that I enjoyed the most and loved, and that I got the chance was to go and be part of the Acting Collegiate, which was a group of 8 students that were chosen out of all the ones that had applied. That year they had decided they wanted to go to see some elite colleges, and it was in Boston. So for one of the colleges was Harvard, and for one of the stops that we had was in front of the Johnston Gate. So that happened to be when this story came to be. So our tour guide was talking to us, and when he was in the middle of telling us all the information that any tour guide would give for a college, there was a group of Asian people actually going around us on the side of the road. The group that I was with was actually taking up the whole sidewalk. So one of the teachers that was there happened to be Mr. Amini. He didn't really realize that I was standing right behind him. He thought I was one of the Asian ladies walking on the road. So he decided to yell really loud, "Nimsi, get out the road!" And everybody looked around and were like, "What?" And I poked on his shoulders and was like, "I'm right behind you." And he looked so embarrassed and everybody just laughed. There was nothing else to say they could do, but another thing was the Asian lady he mistaken me for basically ran away with her daughter, terrified, looking like, "Oh my goodness, this guy just yelled at me." Not like she thought he was going after her or something. I don't know what she was thinking, but it was pretty funny. Basically from there on, nobody really let me live that down from thinking that they had lost me on the side of the road in Boston in front of Harvard. So from there on, I decided, well, I'm gonna always let somebody know where I'm at, so I don't get yelled at for and mistaken for an Asian lady. So that's my wonderful and glorious story to say. That was funny. Okay, I think that was
So funny.